Asharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam Chahastamalakam cha Sishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakara Manyan Asmat Gurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Viparam Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padam Bhujanmane Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Grasaika Karmane. Creation is Avirbhava and dissolution is Tirobhava. As it is said in the verse number 186, we'll read that, and 187 too. Avirbhava Tirobhava Shakti Matvena Hetuna Aramba Parinamati Chodhyanam Natra Sambhava Acetananam Hetu Syad Jadyam Sheneshwarastatha Chidabhasam Shatasyesha Yivanam Karanam Bhavet. Aramba Parinamadi Chodhyanam Sambhavaha na atra. Atra meaning now, at this point, there is no question of Aramba Vada or Parinama Vada, because Arambaha means there is creation beginning at some point of time. Parinama means where a particular thing has undergone change to become the world. Both of them presupposes something which is Sat eva Sadaha Karanam. Asat Sadaha na Karanam Bhavet. Existence alone can be cause of existence. Non-existence cannot be cause of existence. Asataha na sat sambhavet. From non-existence, existence cannot come. Which is to say, sad asti, sada asti. And if you understand that sadeva saumya idamagra asid, sat alone was there. And if you say creation cannot be from nothing. Creation has to be from something. So the creation is not from non-existent, something has come to existence. The existence now start to appear in a particular form. Avirbhava is manifestation. So creation, srishtihi avirbhavanam. That is something which is unseen, now seen. Something which is unmanifest come to be manifest. Not that something which was non-existence came to existence. So therefore, the word aramba cannot be accepted, because aramba means beginning. Beginning of what? It is better to say it started to appear what was not earlier seen. That is why the word is Tirobhava, non-manifestation, Avirbhava, manifestation. And the usual meaning for Parinama is a thing undergoing any change. Creation is it undergoing some change? If that is the case, the change itself is dissolution. Change itself from one condition to another condition, it moves. The previous condition is dead. So what do you call it as dissolution then? Dissolution again cannot be non-existence. A thing that which exists cannot become non-existence. It can only become unmanifest. So taking that point, avirbhava and tirobhava, meaning sat, the pure nature of the pure thing, X factor, which has now started to appear in a particular form, and it fails to appear in that form, that is, which is called tirobhava. Meaning, this creation or this world that you see is appearance. This is the standpoint of Vivartavad. Meaning, there was no real creation and there is no real dissolution. And even as it is appear to be there, it is appearing to be there without losing its intrinsic nature. It cannot lose itself to appear as something else. Therefore, what has been there, and what is seen to be there is seen to be there. And this is the standpoint of Vedanta. Therefore, this seemed to be there. That is what's called Vivarta. Vividam Vartate. So therefore, in the next verse, that is 187, he said, Acetananam hetuhu syat. The so-called inert world which is seen, so-called inert world means all the objects that are there, which is referred in the Gita as Kshetram. Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetramitya Vidhiyate. And while explaining Kshetram, he included everything. Mahabhutanya Ahankaraha Buddhiravyaktamevacha Indriyani Dashekam cha Panchachendriya Gocharaha Ishta Tvesha Sukam Dukkam Sangatas Chetana Dhritihi Eda Kshetram Samasena Savikaram Udaharanam. Mahabhutani, all the five elements. Ahankara, absolute ego, meaning the ego which is in the form of total identification. Mahabhutani Ahankara. Buddhihi, intellect, buddhi. Buddhi, avyakta, the prakriti. This way, and then the pancha indriya gocharaha, indriyanicha, ekam manam. So the 11. So 24 aspects are considered as Kshetram. That is Mahabhutani 5, Ahankara 6, Mahabhutani Ahankara, Buddhi 7, Avyakta is 8, 5 Indriyas are considered as 10, 5 plus 5, that is Indriyani, Indriya Gochara, and Manaha, 11. And then, how many are over? Mahabhutani 5. Mahabhutan Ahankara 6. Then Buddhi 7. Then Avyaktam 8. Then Indriyana Dasha Ekam cha. So 10, that is Karmendriyani Jnanendriyani, 10. Manaha Ekam, 11. So 18 plus 1, 9. And then Pancha Indriya Gocharaha, 5. 19 plus 5, 24. So Chadurvimshat. These 24 are considered Samasena. And then what are the vikaras of that? Icha, Dvesha, Sangada, Chetana, Dhritihi. All these various moods and emotions and thoughts and feelings, few of them he explains. All these, not only objects, even thoughts and feelings and emotions, so it's considered as Kshetram. Now, having said this, so this Kshetram is called Achetanam. Achetananam heduhu syad jadamshena Ishvaraha tata. Ishvaraha jada amshena acetananam hedu. In his jada amsha tama pradhanatvat, the Maya's tama aspect is taken up and he has created or made to appear, more precisely, the achetana vastu, all the jadas. But at the same time, the jadam cannot be known without awareness. So, chidabhasamsha tastah chidabhasamstah tu eshaha chidabhasamshatastesha chidabhasam and chidabhasa, the one which is illuminating, tu eshaha jivanam karanam. Amshaha chidabhasa amshaha tu eshaha esha chidabhasa amshaha jivanam karanam. The karanam for jiva. Jiva means here to be understood as the limited awareness, which is a reflected consciousness, which is referred as chidabhasa. That none other than Chid Amsha of the Lord. And that is the Karanam. Chidamshaha, Chidabhasamshaha, tu eshaha, Jivanam Karanam Bhaved. So, Amshataha, because of that very Amshas, Amshataha means Amshat, which is a Panchami, Chidabhasa Amshataha, tu eshaha jivanam karanam bhavet. In other words, Ishvara eva karanam. What? Kshetranam tata jivanam cha. Jadanam jivanam cha. Ishvara eva karanam iti Vedantaha tada Upanishad, everything is saying. Now, why this interesting topic is taken up is because the topic is Ishvaraha Jagat Yoni, is the very Yoni, the womb of the entire world. Now the question is, Upanishad, does it talk about Ishvaraha as the creator of the universe or Brahman? Because if you take the Taittiriya Upanishad, Tasmat va etasmat akasha sambhutaha Akashat vayuhu vayohu agnihi ityadi. Tasmatva etasmat, the pointing out to Brahma. Brahmanaha. From Brahman alone, Akasha sambhutaha, Vayuhu, Agnihi, Apaha, Prithivi, Oshadayaha, Annam, Purushaha. So Upanishad holds the view that it is Brahman. But popularly we know that Ishvaraha is the one who is to be considered as the creator, annihilator, destroyer, etc. Now, the understanding we have to now have about what is the nature of Brahman and what is the nature of Ishvaraha. Ishvaraha jagataha karanam va atava Brahma. Now, it is interesting this thing is taken up because usually we don't think about it. We never think about these things, we just say whatever is said there, it is good. But when it comes to study of properly understanding who is the real cause of this universe, we need to go into the details. Now, this is taken up as a subject matter now. Even though Ishvaraha is considered as a Jagat Yoni, but Upanishad hold the view it is Brahman. Let us see here. Tama pradhana kshetranam chit pradhanas chidatmanam परकारणतामेति भावना ज्ञानकर्मभिः तमप्रधानक्षेत्राणां चित्प्रधानश्चिदात्मनां परकारणतामेति भावना ज्ञानकर्मभिः. In general, Jagat is Jadam, including the body. You are sitting on a chair which is Jadam, and that which is sitting on the chair is also Jadam. In Jagat, when it say it is Jadavastu. So, Kshetranam Jadanam Karanam. Kshetranam, here the word Kshetra is used. See, that is why I pointed out that. Kshetranam Tamapradhanah Chidatmanam Chitpradhanah Karanam. First line. Kshetranam Tamapradhanah Chidatmanam Chitpradhanah Karanam. Karanatam eti. Paraha karanatam eti. Karanatam eti means it becomes the cause. Karanata. Karanata means happen to become the cause. What? Paraha. Paraha Paramatma. Paramatma karanatam eti. Of what? Kshetranam tamapradhanena karanam. Chidatmanam chitpradhanena karanam bhavati. So, tada kshetrasya tada kshetrajnasya api ekameva karanam. This is the standpoint of Vedanta. It is not that for the inert world there is one cause and for the conscious being is another cause. This is the standpoint of Sankyans. Sankyans would say Purusha is the perceiver and Prakriti is the perceived. And Purusha and Prakriti or Pradhana together constitute this world. But Purusha is not cause for the Prakriti, nor Prakriti is the cause for Purusha. Meaning, Purusha is not the cause for the Jadam, and Prakriti is not the cause for the Chetana. So they are independent. This is how even science looks at it. But Vedanta says, the Jadanam Karanam Sparaha, Chetananam Karanam api Paraheva. Tamapradhanena Jadasya Karanam, Chitpradhanena Chidatmana Karanam. Keeping the inert aspect of it is the cause of the inert world. Being conscious being out of its own chit nature, it is the cause of the jivas who are perceivers of this. Now, how, if that is coming from the same source, why there are so many varieties? Varieties of species. Even among person to person, there is so many varieties are there. What causes the variety? Bhavana Jnana Karma Bihi. Due to Bhavana should be understood as Vasana. Various Vasanas, because earlier also it said, when does he create this universe? When the Vasanas of all the Jivas have to manifest, the creations takes place. When they are all gone to Kshaya Sthiti, then the Tirobhuta takes place. And manifestation is only when Vasanas of all beings have become Kshaya. When the Vasanas of all of them, when they have to be expressed, it becomes Janma, or what is known as Avirbhava. As much as, when do you go to sleep? When you have postponed your Vasanas. Isn't that? When you're still having a desire to eat something, you cannot go to sleep. I think the jalebi is still there in the fridge. When you think about it, you will get up, eat, and then go to sleep. Because that desire is still there that I had to finish it. When the desires are postponed, so too vasanas are no more for this birth. When you postpone, then the next birth. When all the jivas are given that tenure of this much of existence beyond which they have no more field available for them to express, everything is folded up. The next new creation, or what is called as new avirbhava, takes place. So here, bhavana jnana karmabhihi karanatam eti. With the help of bhavana, karana, jnana of all the beings, the tamapradhanena jatasya karanam chit pradhanena chidatmanaha karanam abhibhavati. Now, interesting thing is, when I have certain vasanas, which is not yours, my field of experience is different. When mother, father and the child, on the three of them going to Disneyland, who goes for the rides? Father. The child is settling down with ice cream. The child is, I am not interested in it. So the world being the same, based upon our vasana, is our field of experience. So therefore, variety in the world also is there. Not only human beings or living beings of variety based upon vasanas and jnanam and karma. Karma here means karma phala. So karma phala and the experience or knowledge one has and the deep impressions that are there, these constitute individual variety, and because of the variety that are there, based upon that is the variety of the world. The creation is so vast and variety is because of the various vasanas and various experiences, various actions and results of actions that are there. This is one aspect of it. Now, secondly, how vasanas are created. Vasanas are created based upon karma and jnana. Think. When you don't engage in a particular field of action, the vasanas related to the field of action will not take place. If one is not exposed to the world of music at all, obviously he may or have because of the previous birth, maybe, but that may remain dormant until one is exposed to that. That's why children are sent to all different various things, We do not know which one they will pick up. Taekwondo also, karate also, Bharatanatyam also. Sometimes they mix up the whole thing. And tennis, and then cricket, and then music and dance. And let us see where that fellow is. You expose them to various things and then see which one is the vasana of the child. So, karma. And jnanam means based upon your understanding of that field, the intensity of the vasanas also increase. So the bhavana is based upon the karma and jnana. This is how the vasanas are also created. So, this way, paraha eva karanam, paraha brahma eva karanam. This way, the Upanishad points out only Brahman as the Karanam and not the word Ishvara is brought there. Except in Shvetashvatara Upanishad, you will not find the God concept brought in the Upanishad. Of course, Bhagavad Gita makes it little more, towards the understanding of Ishvara, etc. But in general, Upanishad Shruti talks about Brahman. And Sureshwaracharya, who is the disciple of Shankaracharya and who is considered as a scholarly one, who wrote even the, Bhashya for Vartika for Shankara Bhashya on Brahma Sutra. And Sureshwaracharya, he had pointed out very clearly that Brahma eva karanam jagataha. na Ishvara. And he proves it. Why? Now you see. Iti vartika karena jada chetana hetuta paramatmana evokta nishvarasyeti chechrunu iti vartika karena jada chetana hetuta paramatmana evokta nishvarasyeti chechrunu. Iti, thus, Vartikakaraha means Sureshwaracharya. He is the first one who created the tradition of writing commentary or the notes on Shankara Bhashya, and that becomes known as Vartika. Manasullasa is a Vartika of Dakshinamurti. The Dakshinamurti was composed by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Therefore, the one who wrote on Bhagavan Shankaracharya's composition is Sureshwaracharya. So, there he is called as Vartikakaraha, Vartikakarta, one who wrote this note. So, Vartikaha, iti Vartikakarena ukta, spoken, eva ukta. What? Jada chetana hetuta paramatmanaha eva iti ukta. Of Paramatman alone, Jada chetana hetuta, the causehood. Hetutvam, hetutva, hetuta. The cause of the being the cause of the both Jada and Chetana is none other than Paramatma only. Iti Vartikakarena ukta. Na Ishvaraha, not the Ishvara. Na Ishvarasya hetuta. It is not the causehood of the Ishvara. Ishvara is not the cause for this. Iti chet, if you understand or if you come to know that he says like that, Shrunu, listen to me. Why he said that? He will give the reasoning for that. So, interesting thing is, we have not come across these things. So, we don't have that doubt at all. Are aisa hai kya? Why is it that we have to learn about this? Very, very important that we need to know why Vartikakaraha Sureshwaracharya specifically mentioned that Ishvaraha is not the Karanam of this universe, only Paramatma. And once we understand this, we know the importance of it. Why this is important or why this is relevant to us in the path of moksha. Now we'll see. Anyonya Dhyasamatrapi Jiva Kutastayoriva Ishvara Brahmano Siddham Krutva Brute Sureshwaraha Anyonyadhyasamatrapi Jiva Kutastayoriva Ishvara Brahmano Siddham Krutva Brute Sureshwaraha. So why did Sureshwaracharya say that only Paramatma, Brahman alone is the cause? Obviously, first he will quote from Shruti. What does the Shruti say in Taittiriya Upanishad? It is very clear that Brahman is the cause of the universe in the form of first manifestation as Akasha, then Vayuhu, Agnihi, Apaha, Prithivi, Aushadayaha, Annam, Purusha, all that. In the slowly comes to the point of all the visible universe. So he will quote that first. That is said in the Upanishad. Now, we know the word adhyasa. Adhyasa word comes from as, to throw. As, to throw. As means to, let's say nyasa. Nyasa means to throw well. Nischayena. Samyak nistayena asti. Aste. So sannyasa. The same word adhyasa. Adi, when it is put as the upasarga, superimposition. What is a superimposition? What we have done is, and the example that is, we have superimposed the snake on the rope. This is a usual example. Okay, it's there. Snake. A rope is mistaken to be a snake. In this example of rope is mistaken to be a snake, what we have done is, we have taken the qualities of the rope and we have added the qualities of the snake to it. In other words, the snake and this rope have a common substratum. The common substratum is only rope. Until it is known, it is not considered as a rope. All right. The shape of the snake is the shape of the rope. The color of the snake is the color of the rope. It's curly, what do you call that? Coiled. The coiled rope is seen as the coiled snake. So the qualities of the rope is taken to the qualities of the snake. The color of the rope is taken to the color of the snake. But the fangs of the snake is superimposed on the rope. Because it is not of the rope's quality. Rope does not have a fang or a poison. The eyes, actually it is looking at me. So eyes and the fangs, those are all not the qualities of the rope, but which we superimposed. So usually what happens, an object not seen correctly, or an object is when it is misunderstood as something else, the qualities of that which we have projected upon is attributed to the original also. Another example is the iron ball and the fire. When the iron ball is put into the fire for a long time, the iron ball appears to be fire. Now, fire does not have a form, round or flat or square. This quality of form belongs to the iron ball. Right? But the red color and the heat that is there of the iron ball which is heated up is the quality of the fire. So the quality of the iron ball is attributed to the fire, qualities of the fire attributed to the iron ball. This is called Anyonya Adhyasa. It's called mutual superimposition. So qualities of A is put into B and qualities of B is put into A. But we do not know there are two. One is real, another is projected. We combine them together and as one. Think, this is important. In the same way, further example, Atmanaha amshaha chit. Then chit eva, the consciousness is the nature of the self attributed to the body, mind and senses. Until we know that there is consciousness, we consider the body is alive. Right? Body, Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Ityadi. They are considered to be independently alive until we realize that it is the attributes of the consciousness, the self, which has been superimposed on the body and the senses. And The nature of the body in the sense is subject to birth and death and changes, etc., suffering of the mind, sorrows and joys, and etc., are attributed to the self. I am so unhappy. Who? Your mind or you? Never mind. This emotions and feelings and agitations and thoughts and other things of belonging to the Jada Varga Kshetram has been projected on Kutastha. That's why Jiva Kutastayoriva. Jiva here to be understood as Kshetra. Kutastha should be understood as the reflection of consciousness, or the self itself is reflected there. So Jiva Kutasthayoho Adyonya Adhyasam Atra. Atra, in our experience, we have done that. Now, a very interesting point here is, like we have done the mutual superimposition of qualities of consciousness attributed to the Jadam and qualities of the Jadam attributed to the consciousness, so too qualities of Brahman is attributed to Ishvara and qualities of Ishvara is attributed to Brahman. In the Tvam, in that Tatvamasi, the discussion on the Tvam is about who you are really. You, the one, is unnecessarily or unintelligently, you have superimposed yourself as something else. That is the present Tvam. But that Tvam is Vachyartha. What is Lakshyartha there? Unsuperimposed presence. Snake is the Vachyartha. Rope is the Lakshyartha. Right? You understand that? The substratum is what is referred as Tvam here, not the superimposed. Here, when it is, but the Upanishad says Tvam in Tatvamasi Vakya, what is it referring to Tvam as? Not the Vachyartha Tvam. It is not the superimposed Jiva there. It is referring to Kutastha. Similarly, take the same point there. Tad is what? Brahman or Ishvara? Okay, Ishvara is with the Maya. Ishvara with the attributes. Just like as Jiva with attributes is Tvampada Vachyartha. Without the attributes, Tvampada Lakshyartha. Correct? Similarly, Tad is what? Tatpada Vachyartha is Ishvaraha. Tatpada Lakshyartha is Brahman. And what is he referring to as Tatvamasi? Brahman only. So that is why Lakshyartha is what is referred as Asi, not Vachyartha. Jiva is not Ishvara. But Atman is Paramatma. Or Brahman. Atma Brahma Ekyatvam. So as much as the mutual superimposition has taken place, and which is called ignorance, Adhyasa Eva Ajnanam, this adhyasa which we have done, superimposition that we have done at the individual level, Vyashti level, as Jiva, the Chaitanya is mistaken to be a Jiva. So too, at the Samashti level, Brahman is mistaken to be Ishvara. And keeping that in mind, Sureshwaracharya says, the other way around, what you call as Ishvara, as the creator, actually is Brahman. That's true. Upanishad talk about Brahman there. So Ishvara Brahmanoho, between Ishvara and Brahmanaha, Siddham Krutva Brute. Anyonya Adhyasam Siddham Krutva Brute. The same way as much as we have done between the Jiva and Chaitanyam, as Anyonya Adhyasa In the same way, Ishvara Brahmanoho Sanyonya Adhyasam Krutva Sureshwaraha Brute. Acharya Sureshwara holds Brahman to be the cause of the world, but he has taken for granted the mutual superimposition of the Ishvara and Brahman, even as that of Jiva and Kutastha. Now, really speaking, see, as much as the reality of the snake is questioned upon realization, there is no real rope there, there is no real snake there, there is only rope. There is no real Jiva is there but Atman. There is no real Ishvara other than Brahman. This is the point that is to be understood. In other words, Ishvara is superimposition. Ishvara is superimposition on Brahman. So when this understanding takes place that Ishvara is superimposition, why it is a superimposition? How it is superimposed? We have to analyze that. How it is superimposed and why it is superimposed. Satyam jnanamanantam brahma yat. Satyam jnanamanantam yat brahma tasmat samuttitaha. Kam vaivagni jalo vyorshat. Hyanna deha iti shrutihi. Satyam jnanamanantam yat brahma tasmat samuttitaha. Kam vaivagni jalo vyorshat hyanna deha iti shrutihi. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it is very clearly said, the definition, so to say, of Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam, existence, pure. Jnanam, exist consciousness of the nature of pure consciousness. Anantam, eternal. This is Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yat Brahma. Tasmat Brahmanaha Samuttitaha. From that Brahman alone, Samuttitaha Jataha are born. What? Come space. Vayuhu, air. Agnihi, fire. Jala, water. And then Urvi, earth. Aushad, that is Urvoshad. Oshat. Urvoshat. Urvi, Oshat. Urvoshat. Urvoshat. Oshat is plants. Annam, Hanna. Then after that, Annam, the food. Dehaha, bodies. Iti. Shrutihi. Iti Shrutihi, the Taittiriya Shrutihi. So that is, even though the nature of the reality Brahman is pure existence, pure knowledge, infinity, from that alone, from Tasmad Uttitaha, come and etc., space, etc. So how is that possible that absolute abstract with no attributes can ever would create the inert world? The inert world that is said to be perceivable, enjoyable, experienceable world is said to have been created out of pure existence, knowledge, and attributeless presence. That is why it is called superimposition. It is superimposed upon Brahman, the entire world. Not only the cause of the world is superimposed, the qualities of the world is also superimposed on him. Because once the causehood is superimposed, from that causehood only further superimposition takes place of creation of space, etc. So the Shruti explains clearly that from Brahman, who is truth, knowledge, and infinity, arose Akasha, air, fire, water, earth, herb, food, bodies, and so forth. All of them. So it is not Sureshwaracharya is putting his own idea there. He says, I am just quoting from what is said there in Taittiriya Upanishad. That is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is the nature of Brahman. From there only the varieties of the entire creation has come into being. And there is no mention of Ishvara there anywhere. Alright. Now you see, what we have done is, even when a person is going through a ritual of performing, let us say, a yajna, yagadi karma, and the individual is told that you will go from here based upon your punya going to the heaven, there you experience various different experiences, etc. In that pure consciousness, we have already superimposed a Sukshma Sharira. Sukshma Sharira is also superimposition only. As much as Sthula Shariram is a superimposition, Sukshma Sharira is also superimposition, and that Sukshma Sharira goes to heaven, that is also superimposition. That is why Bhagavan Krishna said, this going and coming and chalo, chodo, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha, Traividyamam Somapa Puta Papa, Yajnairishva Swargadim Prartayante, Te Punyamasadya Surendra Lokam, Na Ashnanti Divyan Divideva Bhogat, Te Tambuktva Swargolokam Vishalam, Shine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti, Evam Trayit Dharma Manu Prapanna, Gata Gatam Kama Kama Labante. Moksha Nalabante. Moksham Nalabante. What do they do? Gata Agatam Labante. Going and coming, going and coming, going and coming. And this is going and coming where? In the field of ignorance only. In the Ajnana Bhumo alone, all these, whether it's a heaven you go or hell you go, or come back to this world, everything happens in the very field of ignorance. In other words, Jiva is true, Ishvara is true. Jagat is true, Ishvara is true. Husband is there, wife is true. See, it's a relative phenomenon, isn't it? Creation, then you have to find out who is the creator. The creatorhood is relative. If without the creation, there is no creatorhood. This is called mutual superimposition. The superimposed something, and then we find out who is the author for this. Who created this? First of all, is that true? See, Vivarta is what? It's manifestation. Manifestation happens. So you have to find out who is the cause for this manifestation. Then if the manifestation has been caused, then there must be a cause for that. You have to find out the God for that. Therefore, in the next verse very clearly says, from the standpoint of ignorance alone, the Ishvara is valid. Apada drishti tastatra Brahmano bhati hetuta Hetoscha satyata tasmat Anyonya dhyasa idishyate Apada drishtitastatra Brahmano bhati hetuta Hetoscha satyata tasmat Anyonyadhyasa ishyate. Brahmanaha hetuta bhati. Brahmanaha of Brahman, hetuta causalhood, bhati appears to be. Brahmanaha hetuta of the Brahman, the causalhood, karanatva, bhati shines or appears. When tatra, there, where apada drishtitah, panchami. From the standpoint of apada drishti. Apada means ignorance. Ajnana drishti, ajnana drishtya eva brahmanaha karanatvam. Jakataha karanatvam. The cause of the world being Brahman is from the standpoint of ignorance. So in this process, three, four things he has established. Upanishads do not talk about Ishvara as the cause of the world. Brahman alone is the cause of the world. All right. Brahman and Ishvara have the mutual superimposition. One is true, another is false. Just like Jiva and Chaitanya. Chaitanya is a reality, substratum, and substratum, when you say adhara, and on which the superimposition of jivatva is there. Just like the rope, which is the adhara for the superimposition called the snake. When we understand it as a superimposition, mutual superimposition, when we realize that what is really there is only one. All right. Just like there is only rope and not the snake. There is only Brahman, there is no Ishvara. Then why then Brahman, even that Brahman is considered to be the cause of the world, from what standpoint? From the standpoint of where we are right now. Where are we right now? We see the world. And we want reason. What is the cause of this world? This is called apada drishti. The apada drishti is from this. Now, let me give you an example. If you say, dream is real, who caused the dream? The sleeping, the person who is lying down doing nothing. He caused that dream. No, nobody else, not somebody else, right? So, if that lying down, akarta, the one who is lying down on the bed, he caused the dream to happen. From the standpoint of the dream, you need to find out who's the cause. If you are inside the dream, you have to find who's the cause. Whom will you call as a cause? Tell me. You are in your dream. You have to find out who created this dream. What is your answer? Do you accept yourself? Who is the cause? Who is the cause of the dream? बताओ ना कुछ. Even गलत है तो बताओ. Tell, even if it is wrong. Actionless. One who is lying down is the cause. You know? Mind is the cause, all right. Mind of whom then? Mind is the cause, and mind of whom? Somebody else? Mind of the lying down person, right?
Yes.
Is he doing anything? No, he's not doing anything. But you have to find a reason for that, this creation. So, the lying down person is the cause. Actionless person, one who is lying down on the bed, is the cause of this variety of things that I am going through. Interesting thing is, there is no difference between the lying down person and me. Who is that he? Is he different? Me. See, that lying down person has assumed the role of me, right? And the me, who is the experiencer, himself is the cause of that experience. Think. and in the field of experience of the dream. Once you wake up, you realize that there was no real creation and he didn't do anything. Lying down. Right? So Brahman is not the cause of the world. From what standpoint? When you wake up, but Brahman is the cause of the world. When? Apadadrishti. Apadadrishtitaha. At the time when that apadadrishti is there, tatra brahmanaha hetuta bhati. Brahman is the cause of the world is seen. Now, so now you see what is called superimposition, that which has no satyata. Satyata means permanence. Nityatvam is not there. There are two aspects to the satyata. One, it is never absent. Second, it doesn't change. So rope has not undergone any change to become the snake or even appearance of the snake. It has undergone no change unless you took a stick and beat it. The snake, poor thing, is lying down as it is. Nothing happened to it. It's never changed. And it was there before when you mistook it to be snake, and it is going to be there after you understood also. So satyata of a thing is permanence. And avikaritvam also, not undergoing any change. Now, therefore, here it is said, anything that is called superimposition is that which does not have satyata. So, in this Brahman and Ishvara, who has satyata? Brahman. Not Ishvara. Because Ishvara is relative existence. If the world is not there, he is not there. The Ishvaratvam is therefore only when there is Jagat Satyatvam. Jagat Satyatvam eva Ishvarasya Satyatvam. Husbandaha Satyatvam only when there is Vaivaha Vaivasya Satyatvam. Bharya Satyam Ched Bharta Abhi Satya. Only when the husband is there, then, so I am a parent. To whom? None. So you are not a parent when you have no children. So here, Satyata Hetoscha. Tasmat, that is the reason, because we have given the Satyata of the world, therefore there is the Satyata of the cause of the world. Satyata Hetoho. Hetoho Satyata. Hetoho Brahmanaha Satyata. Tasmat Anyonya Adhyasa Ishyate. Therefore, you have to accept the mutual superimposition. Apadadrishtitaha tatra, only at the state of ajnanam, this anyonya adhyasa is true. Brahmanaha hetuta tasmadeva bhavati. So, real hetu or real cause of Ishvara, only when we have taken the world to be real. So therefore, hetoho satyata, only when there is jagataha satyata asti chet. Therefore, anyonya adhyasya, a mutual superimposition must be ishyate, is to be accepted. And based upon that alone, Upanishad also is speaking about a Brahman being the cause of this universe. Now, he is going to bring about an example which we saw at the second verse of this chapter. He's going to connect there all the way back where we saw a canvas. He's not looping it back there. Now I'm going to talk about how this Anyonya Adhyasa takes place. We'll see that in the next session. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः।